Yo, what's good, guys? It's been a minute. We have a little view change. So, yeah, we will be starting off right into the video. Now, everybody and their mother knows someone that has died on a bike. The moment you tell someone that, oh, I want a bike, by the way, it's like, oh, bro, I remember when my auntie's cousin's dog died on a bike. Please don't get a bike.
We do not care.
It doesn't change the mind of a lot of people. And to understand why this doesn't change the mind, we'll be diving into the nature of bikes. Now, to do that, let's first explain what a bike is. A bike is basically a two-wheeled need for speed. Honestly, it's someone took a look at a regular bicycle and was like, how do I modify this to keep up with $300,000 cars? And thus a bike was born. It's a very simple machine. Like, if you take away all the mechanics from it, it's a very simple machine, but so complex at the same time. So yeah, that's basically the be all end all of motorcycles as a definition. And if that was the case, most people wouldn't buy bikes because not everyone gets a bike to fly at 200 miles per hour. Most people have other reasons for getting a bike. So to understand those reasons, we'll be looking at pros and cons of owning a bike. The first and most popular reason why people get bikes is because of the fact that you get from point A to point B a lot faster than regular traffic. And that is possible through lane splitting. Now, lane splitting is basically just driving in between traffic. Like there's car A and car B, and then you're just there, just driving in between them. And this is possible because bikes are a lot smaller than cars, and they're more nimble. They're very easily controllable. If your body to weight ratio is good enough, you can basically throw your bike around, which is why people are able to do stuff like that to their bikes. But yeah, that's a very popular reason. Another reason is because it's very good on gas if ridden responsibly. I don't remember how it goes, but I think it's like one gallon for a car is like 3 gallons for a bike or something. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but yeah, bikes save a lot more on gas than cars do, and it's more fuel efficient, and it's a more financially stable decision, again, if ridden responsibly. And the last reason why most people own bikes is because they just look cool as fuck. Like, they just look so good. For example, a bike like this or a bike like that, like, it's just, you can't look at a machine like that and not want to have it. Like, your greed will take you over the moment you see that. It's so good looking, and it's just tempting. It's so tempting. But because every good has a bad, we'll be talking about bad aspects now. The first bad aspect of owning a bike is, well, very almost certain death. Like, literally, the moment you do crash, you have a good percentage of dying if, well, depending on the nature of your crash. Another con is weather dependence. You can't really ride a bike around in like rainy weather because of traction control. I mean, most bikes right now are coming up with like traction control and ABS and all that electrical mumbo jumbo. But yeah, bikes are very heavily weather dependent, and it is an inconvenience if that's your daily vehicle. So that's another con. Another thing is impracticality. Because of the fact that bikes are small, you don't really have that much comfort in most of them or some of them, because you're crouched half the time and you're in the same position. And when the more you use a bike, depending on how heavily you use it, it gets very hot, which will lead to burns if you're not wearing the right gear. But speaking of gears, gears are so restricted. Like, these gears, so most of them that you see look and are restrictive as hell. Like the gloves, you can barely do this the moment you put gloves on, which is why most people perform squidding, which is basically riding without gear. Irresponsible, yes, but very understandable, to be honest, because these gears, especially in summer, anywhere, the moment summer hits, you are cooked. Quite literally, because you will burn from the inside out. It is so uncomfortable. Another con of owning a bike is you're practically invisible, to be honest. Because most cars are already distracted. Like, most people drive on autopilot half the time. So when merging lanes or going, or like driving, just driving in general, they can not see you. The moment you get on a bike, it's best to put in your mind that you are invisible and anything can happen, which is why most people always, or most motorcycle teachers always yell or shove down people's throats about defensive driving. Because believe it or not, whether or not you think that person is going to see you, whether or not you think you're right beside that person, a good 20% or 30% of the time they don't know you're there. So yeah, you basically get jump scared every time you get on the road. So yeah, that ends that, to be honest. We'll be looking at types of bikes, because as I said originally, not a lot of people get bikes because they want to go fast. People have different reasons for getting bikes. So to further understand that one, we'll be looking at types of bikes. First things first, we have our super sports. Super sport bikes are basically what most people know and love. And the be all end all is they just go fast. Though they're built and designed to go fast. That's basically a definition of a super sport bike. And then we have our dirt bikes. These bikes are mainly for stunts, like just off-roading and stunts. Basically for just daredevil activities, to be honest. Yeah, they're not really street legal. You can't ride them around on public roads, although most people still do, but you legally can't ride them around public roads. We have our cruisers. Now, they're more for aesthetics, I think. Although they do produce a significant amount of power, these bikes are more for leisure and luxury because they've got like their seats are laid back, they've got more trunk space, they're a lot bigger than regular bikes. They're built for just basic leisure, to be honest. We've got touring bikes. Now, touring bikes, they're to be honest, they're just cruisers with more tech. Because most people can't tell a cruiser and a touring bike alike. Even I didn't know the difference. I didn't know there were two different bikes until I started research on this. They look the exact same, apart from the fact that one has more tech. And the touring bikes, I think, are more upright. They have more of an upright seating position than cruisers. So yeah, we've got that. And we've got your standard bikes, naked bikes. These bikes are, well, it's in the name, standard. They're very normal. Like they've got very high powered ones, yes, but there isn't really anything special for naked bikes. So yeah, honorable mention, we do have supermodels, which is basically a street legal dirt bike. Supermodels are street legal dirt bikes. Now that I think about it, I think that's what people ride on roads. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, we do have our supermodels. There's adventure bikes, which is basically a super sport bike that was shoved in a dirt bike because these bikes can go both on road and off road for some reason. I don't know. So basically, yeah, that sums it up, to be honest. Like, bikes are very simple and very freaking cool. If taught properly, they are so easy to ride. Although very tricky, they are very easy to ride. And the community is so interesting. The biker community is very interesting in its own way. They're very funny people, genuinely funny people. Also very welcoming. I've had run-ins with some of them, just well on side quests and that. And you, depending on the motorcyclist, you will never feel more welcomed to the community. So yeah, this ends the video. Shout out to you guys that are subscribed. I got mad love for you. For everyone else, please do like, comment, subscribe, and share this with everyone that's going to watch. And till the next time I see you guys, stay safe and love.